गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद नमस्तुते। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। My humble obeisances at the lotus feet of each and every participant and Vaishnav. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya. I'll display the verse. Try to share the screen.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, please. Yeah.
Mataji, if you don't mind, because
yes,
we have started with the, Bhagavatam. So, can we for few days have a practice of reciting the first 3 shlokas for just few days, so that everybody will be able to memorize it.
Acha, you are putting them to memorize that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they'll get a habit of it for 10-15 days. I mean, few days, even if it is 1 month. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the discourse of on the first shloka of first canto, first chapter for 40 days, Mataji.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, with everybody's permission.
So are they going to recite it, or I have to recite it and they follow me? Something
Mataji,
like that?
We can do one thing.
Yes.
Once I recite, once you recite, then
Perfect,
slowly we will make, because they will get that habit, right?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadhyasya yato anavayad itaratar artheshu abhijna swarat. Tene brahma hridaya adi kavaye muhyanti yat surayah. तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो अमृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरत्सत्कुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janmadhyasya yato anvayaditaras chartheshva swarat tene brahma hridayadikavaye muhyanti yat surayah. तेजो वारी मृदाम यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो अमृषः धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. Anybody would like to recite, or are they memorizing it? How is it?
We will give them chance from tomorrow onwards.
Okay.
So let them get the habit. Yeah, we'll go to the next.
Okay.
Dear devotees, we are practicing this for everybody's benefit. So today itself, you all can put in the group how did you feel it and how you want to take it in future. Yeah. So the second shloka, that is first canto, first chapter, second shloka. Dharma projita kaitava atra parmo nirmatsaranam satam vaidyam vastam atra vastu shivadham tapatryoन्मूलनम्. श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनि कृते किं वा परेश्वरः सद्यो हृदि अवृध्यते अत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिः तत्क्षणात्.
धर्म प्रोजित कैतवो अत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सताम् वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्. श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनि कृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः Sadyoridi avrudyate atra kritibi shushrubhistakshana.
Yes. We'll go to the
third one.
निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुखमुख अमृतद्रवसंयुतं विपदभागवतं रसमालयं मुहुर्हो रसिक भुवि भावुकाः.
Nigama kalpatarorgalitam phalam shukamukhadamrita-drava-samyutam pibbata bhagavatam rasam alayam muhur aho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. So now Mataji is going to take us from shloka 4 to 6. Mataji, over to you.
Thank you, Mataji. So we have already completed the prelude, the first 3 verses. We've been beautifully done by the other devotees. We begin with the shloka number 4 today. नैमिषे अनिमिषे क्षेत्रे ऋषय शौनकादयः शत्रं स्वर्गाय लोकाय सहस्र समम् आसतः. Anybody would like to try to recite this verse?
Yes.
Any one of you?
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Go ahead.
Someone reciting?
Sindhu, go ahead.
Yeah. Shloka 4. Pranams Mataji. Naimishe nimisha kshetre rishayah shaunakadayah shatram swargaya lokaya sahasra samamashata.
Could you even read the translation, Mataji?
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Translation and purport by only translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Once in a holy place in the forest of Naimisharanya, great sages headed by the sage Shaunaka assembled to perform a great 1,000-year sacrifice to the satisfaction of the Lord and his devotees.
Thank you, Mataji. Somebody else would like to read the purport, please?
Yes, Sarika Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The prelude of the Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken in the previous 3 shlokas. Now the main topic of this great literature is being presented. Srimad Bhagavatam, after its first recitation by Srila Shukdev Goswami, was repeated for the second time at Naimisharanya. In the Vayaviya Tantra, it is said that Brahma, the engineer of this particular universe, contemplated a great wheel which could enclose the universe. The hub of this great circle was fixed at a particular place known as Naimisharanya. Similarly, there is another reference to the forest of Naimisharanya in the Varaha Puran, where it is stated that by performance of sacrifice at this place, the strength of demoniac people is curtailed. Thus, Brahmanas prefer Naimisharanya for such sacrificial performances. The devotees of Lord Vishnu offer all kinds of sacrifices for his pleasure. The devotees are always attached to the service of the Lord, whereas fallen souls are attached to the pleasure of material existence. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that anything performed in the material world for any reason other than for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu causes further bondage for the performer. It is enjoined, therefore, that all acts must be performed sacrificially for the satisfaction of Vishnu and his devotees. This will bring everyone peace and prosperity. The
Hare
great
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I think we'll give at least 1 or 2 para so that others also get chance, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah. So
you want to complete the purport reading first, and then you want to summarize?
Okay, I will summarize this much part at least in the beginning, and then we go ahead as you say, Mataji. It will be easier for them also. The purports are a little longer, yeah.
Yes. Gandharvika Mataji, you will be the next reader. Yeah.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Yeah. So here currently we are from the translation, also from the verse, we understand the place, holy place named Naimisharanya is being glorified and discussed. Any one of us can recall how does Bhagavad Gita begin? It also begins with something about the holy place, right? Do we recall that verse? The very first verse which
Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya.
Fantastic, very good. So something similar is being mentioned here. That also was speaking about the Dharmakshetra. This is also speaking about the place of pilgrimage, a holy place in the forest of Naimisharanya. So Naimisharanya is still a beautiful holy place where sacrifices, the sages prefer to perform sacrifices over there. And Srila Prabhupada also mentions about this, in fact, quoting one tantra here, via tantra, which speaks that how Brahmaji, when the sages approached Brahmaji, asking for a place, Brahmaji is a secondary creator. So give us a place where we could perform our sacrifices. That's when Brahmaji contemplates about a big wheel. It's like how children do perform geometry with a compass, right? So when we keep a compass and we just make a circle, something similar, the circle has a center. Similarly, like this wheel also has a center. That center of this universe, and this wheel could accommodate the entire universe. That wheel, the center of that wheel is Naimisharanya. So it is considered as the center of the whole universe, as per the Shastra which Prabhupada's Tantra that Srila Prabhupada quoted. So the sages always look for a place. Forest is Aranya is normally a place where you can sit peacefully and do your spiritual practices. So similarly, like just as it is spoken in Bhagavad Gita, that how Kauravas and Pandavas assembled in the Dharmakshetra. So here it is said that all these sages, and the number is quite big, 88,000 the number is, and they have all assembled to perform the yajna, sacrifice here. So further what we read is, what are they doing this sacrifice for? Now, what is our understanding of sacrifice? Can anybody give some input? Roughly, what do we understand by yajna? What comes into our mind? A havan kunda, the fire, the ghee, and the other ingredients that are put into it. And we often see yajnas, the havan kunda, everything, all that we are clear about that. But these sages were, this primarily, this verse, the next paragraph mentions that these sacrifices are performed primarily in Vedic culture. Sacrifices have great value, the yajnas, because they are performed for two specific reasons. One, pleasure of Vishnu, and two, for invoking auspiciousness. So in Vedic culture, for everything, there is a scientific reason there. It's a very significant event, this yajna. It's not an ordinary thing. So here the sages are assembled to perform the sacrifices. A sadhu, what does he normally have in mind? A sadhu will always think of the well-being of the people, of the mankind. So I think we are going further with that paragraph. We didn't do. The great sages are always anxious, or did we do it? No, we didn't.
No, Mataji, we have not done. Yeah.
So can you start that?
Yeah, Gandharvika Mataji, you can read.
Shall I read? Yes, ma'am.
Read half the para so that half others can read. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna Dandavat Mataji. The great sages are always anxious to do good to the people in general, and as such, the sages headed by Shaunaka and others assembled at this holy place of Naimisharanya with a program of performing a great and continuous chain of sacrificial ceremonies. Forgetful men do not know the right path for peace and prosperity. However, the sages know it well, and therefore, for the good of all men, they are always anxious to perform acts which may bring about peace in the world. They are sincere friends to all living entities, and the risk of great personal inconvenience, they are always engaged in the service of the Lord for the good of all people. Lord Vishnu is just like a great tree, and all others, including the demigods, men, siddhas, charanas, vidyadharas, and other living entities, are like branches, twigs, and leaves of the tree. By pouring water on the root of the tree, all the parts of the tree are automatically nourished. Only those branches and leaves which are detached cannot be so satisfied. Detached branches and leaves dry up gradually despite all watering attempts. Similarly, human society, when it is detached from the personality of Godhead like detached branches and leaves, is not capable of being watered. And one attempting to do so is simply wasting his energy and resources.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Anything else wants
Let's
to...
understand.
Hare Krishna.
I'll just elaborate on this much portion first.
Sure. Yes,
Then
go
we'll
ahead.
complete the entire thing.
Yes.
So we go paragraph wise. So here, as I mentioned, what is the prime motive of the sages to do the sacrifice? What is it?
Mataji, to please Lord Vishnu.
Yes, that is there. And they are also...
Auspicious.
Yes, it is auspicious. Yes. So basically, they are always focused only on the well-being of the people. So they are so selfless. A sadhu is so selfless. He doesn't even worry about the inconvenience that he will encounter while he's doing all these sacrificial ceremonies. Now, the yajna is not a simple thing. And these sages of Naimisharanya, they had decided to do yajna from morning to evening. This yajna happens, and this they decided to do for continuous 1,000 years, which is not a simple thing. It involves so much of inconvenience. It involves so many things, the ingredients, they have to light up fire, they have to chant mantras, and through the mantras they invoke the devatas and even try to please the Supreme Lord Vishnu. So they are doing all this at their personal inconvenience. They don't see, but the prime goal and the motive is very clear, that they want only the welfare or loka kalyan, So that is because of the sadhus, this world is in Kali Yuga going ahead. Otherwise, ideally, when we see the Kali Yuga, it is age of quarrel and hypocrisy. It is age of selfishness. A person cannot see beyond himself. If any self-interest is there, only that they are tapping on. But it is because of these sadhus, these holy men, that who have selfless attitude. Then again in this verse, it is mentioned Lord Vishnu is like a great tree, and all the other personalities, Devatas, Siddha, Charanas, they are all higher beings, living beings, in the higher planetary systems, all these. So they are like the different parts of the leaves. So if we are watering the root, Srimad Bhagavatam, further we will see there is a verse in which it says that we don't have to approach each one individually. If we are satisfying the Supreme Lord, everybody gets satisfied. Currently, the society is oblivious of this fact. It's mentioned the people don't know the way to peace and prosperity. So people are thinking they're trying to gratify their senses. By gratifying senses, their thought processes, we will be happy, well, there will be peace. And actually, they are failing in that thing. The real happiness and the real prosperity and peace comes by satisfying Lord. We have read in Bhagavad Gita verse number 3.9. Anybody can recall? Tad artham karma kaunteya. If you do everything for the pleasure of the Lord, then there is no bondage. This is what Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here. Otherwise, any activity that you are engaged in, even sleeping, breathing, eating, anything, that will entangle you further. But if you are doing everything, every act is for the pleasure of the Lord, then it is not the cause of bondage. In fact, it will free you. So this was what is mentioned in this verse. That and also today in the society, when we are trying sometimes to preach also, and then they are not getting connected. So they will turn up like dry leaf. What happens to a dry leaf? That dry leaf is actually disconnected from the roots. It is disconnected from the tree. In a matter of some time, it will fall off, So we continue watering the root, but that leaf is so disconnected from the tree or the plant, it drops off. Similarly, the situation of current society. In fact, in the initial days, Srila Prabhupada also made this statement that when he tried to preach this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam in India, it didn't work out initially at that time. He says at that point of time, then he realized it is no point wasting his time and energy here, and he went to the West. And there, the knowledge is very potent, but people were not ready to accept it. But it spread later on like that, because the society was so very disconnected from the Supreme Lord. As a result, Prabhupada is writing, one attempting to do is simply wasting his energy and resources. So, similarly, there have been times and there have been circumstances where some of his disciples had faced challenges, and Prabhupada told them, okay, go to so-and-so place and go and try and preach there. So Prabhupada understood this thing. Currently, they are not so disconnected from the Lord that nothing much can be done about it. So we go further with this paragraph, modern materialistic
Murthy
society.
Prabhu, Krishnamurthy Prabhu, you can complete this last two paras.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Prabhuji.
The modern materialistic society is detached from its relation to the Supreme Lord, and all its plans which are being made by atheistic leaders are sure to be baffled at every step. Yet they do not wake up to this. In this age, the congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord is the prescribed method for waking up. The ways and means are most scientifically presented by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and intelligent persons may take advantage of his teachings in order to bring about real peace and prosperity. Srimad Bhagavatam is also presented for the same purpose, and this will be explained more specifically later in the text. Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji.
Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we understood so far that the sages were ready to do the yagya, that is a sacrifice by lighting fire, chanting mantras. But then now for this age of Kali, and this was at the juncture of Dwapar and Kali, they were wanting to do the sacrifice because they could see the ill effects of Kali. Kali was just about to set in, and they were wanting to counteract the ill effects of Kali. So with this motive, they wanted to do this sacrifice. But what does Shastra say now? In the age of Kali Yuga, will this work? For different yugas, different methods work for attaining the perfection. Like the Shastras tell us, Krite dhyayato Vishnum Tretayam yajate makho. For Satya Yuga, the lifespan was long. Krite means Satya Yuga. Dhyayato Vishnu. So at that point of time, because the lifespan was big and it was conducive for meditation, dhyan karna, meditation karna. They used to go in meditation for many thousands of years. For Treta Yuga, yajato makhay means that time yajna was prominent. That was the way to attain the Supreme Lord. Dwapare paricharyayam. For Dwapar Yuga, opulent temple worship was the best way to connect with the Supreme Lord. Kalau tad hari kirtana. So for Kali Yuga, what is the method out? What is the way to
chant the holy names, Mataji?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, thank you. Kalau tad hari kirtana. So kirtan means what? Sankirtan. Even further in Bhagavatam it is mentioned. Those who are very intelligent, yajñer sankirtana prayer yajanti sumedasa. Sumedasa means those who are most intelligent. What form of worship do they use? What is the method for them? Yajñer sankirtana prayer. Yajña kaun sa karte hain? Which sacrifice, which yajña do they perform? What is the prescribed method for Kali Yuga? For Kali Yuga, which Sankirtan Yajna is prescribed. Now currently, Kirtan means what? Glorifying the Lord. Sankirtan means sitting together and glorifying the Lord. Currently we are doing Sankirtan. We are glorifying, we are hearing the glories of the Lord. That is also Sankirtan. So this is the way for the current age and day and time. For this period, Kali Yuga, in which we are currently, this is the bona fide prescribed method. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, this yajna is wrong. It is a wrong method. No, it is a way, but not for Kali Yuga. Just like I go to a medical shop. Medical shop is full of medicines. Pharmacy is full of all medicines only, right? And I have fever, but I can just not go and tell the pharmacist that give me any medicine. Everything is medicine only. It will work for me. No. For my particular ailment, there's a particular medicine out there, right? So that particular medicine will work for my particular ailment. Similarly, in Kali Yuga, we are Kalera Doshe Nide Yajan. It's the ocean of faults. For Kali Yuga, a strong medicine, that is Kalau Tad Hari Kirtana. Hari Kirtan is the only medicine which will work on us. I don't know if anybody or any one of you is from India, Mumbai. I'm from Mumbai, so in those days when I would travel to college, I would have to make daily travel by the train. So instead of buying daily ticket, I would buy a travel pass, for 1 month. And in that pass, my identity is there, my name is there, my photo is there, my destination, I go from Borivali to Churchgate, something like that. Everything is mentioned. Suppose end of the month, I'm still traveling in that train and a ticket collector catches hold of me. Says, where are you going? You are defaulting. Arey, I have this pass, I will show him. See, it is written first class. I am already in the first class. My name is written, my identity, my picture is there, which is matching with my identity from the college identity card. What is wrong? Destination is correct. First class compartment is okay. Everything is fine. My identity is perfect. The ticket collector will say, yes, all these things correct. But one thing that is wrong is your pass has expired. Validity is over. So similarly, for this kind of yajna, the sacrifice, fire sacrifice, validity is not there for Kali Yuga. For Kali Yuga, we need Sankirtana Yajna. So hope it is clear. We'll try to go to the next verse and see what it, we'll go on the 5th verse and try and see what it says.
You want me to share? Yeah.
एकदा तु मुनयः प्रातर्हुता हुताग्नयः सत्कृतं सुतम् आसीनं प्रचुर idam आदरात्. Somebody would like to repeat the verse recitation?
Shilpa Mataji, you want to read the shloka? I think Sunila Mataji is also waiting. So let Shilpa Mataji, you can read the shloka. Sunila Mataji, you can read the first, translation. And Sudha Mataji can start the purport. Is it okay?
Hare Krishna, Sadha Pranam Mataji. Ta ekada tu munayah pratarhutahu tagnayah satkritam sutam asinam prapachuridam adarat. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. One day, after finishing their morning duties by burning a sacrificial fire and offering a seat of esteem to Srila Sutta Goswami, the great sages made inquiries with great respect about the following matters.
Can somebody read the first paragraph, please?
Hare Krishna. Pranams from Mataji. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki Jai. Morning is the best time to hold spiritual services. The great sages offered the speaker of the Bhagavatam an elevated seat of respect called the Vyasasana, or the seat of Sri Vyasadeva. Sri Vyasadeva is the original spiritual preceptor for all men, and all other preceptors are considered to be his representatives. A representative is one who can exactly present the viewpoint of Sri Vyasadeva. Sri Vyasadeva impregnated the message of Bhagavatam unto Srila Sukdeva Goswami, and Sri Sutta Goswami heard it from him. Sri Sukdev Goswami. All bona fide representatives of Sri Vyasadeva in the chain of disciplic succession are to be understood to be Goswamis. These Goswamis restrain all their senses and they stick to the path made by the previous Acharyas. The Goswamis do not deliver lectures on the Bhagavatam capriciously. Rather, they execute their services most carefully, following their predecessors who delivered the spiritual message unbroken to them.
Thank you so much. So let us dive deep into this. What is Srila Prabhupada trying to say? The first word on which Srila Prabhupada has put emphasis on is pratar, which means morning. Morning is the best time to hold spiritual practices. Can somebody share why morning is best time for the spiritual services, spiritual practices?
Mataji, because basically the sattvic mode, Mataji, we'll be in the goodness mode.
Perfect.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Brahma Muhurat
Because
is the
it is the
sattvic
peaceful time, and when we are just getting up, that time we will be fresh, and it is a Brahma Muhurta time, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Very good. So you all are already aware of the significance of the Brahma Muhurta. And here Srila Prabhupada is also emphasizing, and the sages already know about it, and we can just see that the great sages offer the primarily morning is the best time means because in this material nature there are three modes which are prevalent: mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. And as we know, the morning time, which mode is predominating? Sattva guna.
Sattvic.
Yes, Sattva guna. So Sattva guna, what are the Sattva guna qualities? If a person is in Sattva guna, how do you understand? Or if this morning hour is full of surcharged with Sattva guna, so how is it conducive for our spiritual growth? Because at that time, Sattva guna means peace, enlightened, jnana, vijnana. That person who is having Sattva guna, he is illumined. He already, unless and until we are not on the Sattva guna platform, we are neither having nor having any ability to do tapasya. We will not be tolerant. We will not be peaceful. We will be agitated. So this is the qualities. Morning hours, Brahma Muhurta time, because of Satogun, it helps us. It actually helps us to perform our sadhana in a very nice way. Why? Because at that time, Rajo and Tamo influence is not there. Just as the sun rises and when it is 9 and beyond that, everybody is in the mode of passion, that is passionately chasing whatever duties that we have to do. We are multitasking. We are making lunch. We are preparing for our children's schools. We are rushing for our offices. We are taking care of so many things at one time. So the mode of passion is really so heavy at that point of time. And what to speak of mode of ignorance? That is the time of night, which is what are the qualities that time? Inertia, madness, sleep, intoxication. These are the qualities which determine mode of ignorance. But here morning is a very, very conducive hour for उस वक्त कोई phone नहीं बजेगा, there will be no disturbances, the mind will be free of the clutter. So many thoughts keep bombarding our mind otherwise during the day. But during the morning hours, it is very peaceful. It is really very nice to perform sadhana at that point of time, and the rounds are really done in such a way that we are connected with the Supreme Lord. It's not that we are doing inattentive chanting. Automatically the chanting happens very nice and intense. So we can also understand this, like if it is early morning, the roads are so clear, right? There is no traffic jams. The roads are really, it looks very peaceful and shant atmosphere. But as soon as it is 8, 9 in the morning, we can hear the honking. We can hear the roads full of traffic. Similar is the condition of our mind. As soon as it is daytime, sun rises, our mind is full of thoughts. What I have to do, what is happening, what I have, the sequence of all those thoughts, what I have to do next, everything attacks us. So the blissful and the peaceful time is the morning hour. So sages finished all their spiritual practices in the morning hour. Now, Sutta Goswami has arrived. So the other day, Sugna Mataji was wonderfully explaining also that how the two conversations happening, narratives. One is between Shukdev Goswami and King Parikshit. Shukdev Goswami gave this knowledge of Bhagavatam to King Parikshit at the Ganges, at the banks of Ganges. In that assembly, Sutta Goswami was present, and this personality, Sutta Goswami, when he comes to Naimisharanya, the sages of Naimisharanya, so many of them, and they are represented by, the leader is Shaunak. So we will often see Shaunak Adi, Shaunak and all the other sages. So there are two, second time now it is mentioning here that second time Bhagavatam was spoken by Sutta Goswami to sages of Naimisharanya when they started making inquiries, right? So here it is mentioned that they gave him a seat, Vyasasana, they offered him Vyasasana. So the person who's narrating Srimad Bhagavatam is a no ordinary soul. He is representative of Srila Vyasadeva, the one who has compiled Srimad Bhagavatam. And definitely here the sages understand that he needs to be revered, given a complete and proper respect. And so this verse is explaining that how this personality, Sutta Goswami, he comes in the, he has heard it from a bona fide speaker, that is Shukadev Goswami. And Shukadev Goswami has heard it from Srila Vedavyas. So when this knowledge is passed on in the disciplic succession, unbroken, it is passed on, then it is potent, and then it is, this knowledge has a heart transformational effect. Here the word Goswami is used. What does the word Goswami mean?
Mataji, master of the senses.
Master of the senses.
Master of the senses.
Thank you so much. You all know so much. Thank you, Matajis. The bona fide representative of Srila Vyasadeva in the chain of disciplic succession are to be understood to be Goswamis. So they are following their preceptors. They are not introducing anything new. Srila Prabhupada said you don't have to add, you don't have to subtract anything from what is coming in the disciplic succession. So obviously they are Goswamis, they are master of the senses, and they are not Godas. So the Goswami do not deliver lectures on Bhagavatam capriciously. Capriciously means giving your own interpretation. That is wrong. Then the substance from Srimad Bhagavatam is lost completely. We see several places, many speakers are speaking Bhagavata Katha, Saptas are happening, and many things are happening. But that is professional reciters, when they will recite, it will definitely not bring a heart cleansing and transformational effect to the ones who are listening. So the sampradaya mein, bona fide sampradaya mein, in the disciplic succession, when this knowledge comes, that is very significant. Let's go to the second verse, the small paragraph it is. Anybody would like to read it?
I think Divya Desai Mataji was waiting. Mataji?
Yeah, sure.
Divya Desai Mataji?
Those who listen to the Bhagavatam may put questions to the speaker in order to elicit the clear meaning, but this should not be done in a challenging spirit. One must submit questions with a great regard for the speaker and the subject matter. This is also the way recommended in Bhagavad Gita. One must learn the transcendental subject by submissive oral reception from the right sources. Therefore, these sages addressed the speaker Sutta Goswami with great respect. Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So now the next paragraph is speaking that they gave him respect and they gave him honor. They gave him Vyasasan to be seated upon, and they have questions to ask him. Serious inquiries they want to know. And what is the verse in Srimad Bhagavad Gita which speaks about how do we have to make the inquiries? Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Do you know the whole verse, Mataji? Can you recite the whole verse? Pariprashnena sevaya. So prashnena is concerned in that, right?
Pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
All
much.
Bhakti Shastri students.
Absolutely. I'm so really impressed and awestruck. Absolutely.
Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, 4.34.
34, yeah. Super amazing. So yeah, so how basically when we are asking the question, as per the Bhagavad Gita, it says that we have to be submissively, and we have to have the spirit of a sincere inquiry, but not in a challenging mood, and also with a mood of service from whom you are inquiring. You should be serving. Here, I would like to also tell you, here when the sages are trying to inquire from Srila Sutta Goswami, three things that matter is the person to whom you are putting your queries to, he should be the right person. That is very important. Just the previous paragraph said he should be in a bona fide disciplic succession. He should be the right person to ask the questions. Secondly, the questions that you are asking, that should be your sincere inquiry. You really want to know the answers for that. It's really for your benefit. It's just not that you want to ask questions for the heck of it. We really want to get the answers for those questions. And the third thing is, when you are making those, you have to have a submissive oral reception to that. And also, you should be ready to pay the price for it. What does it mean, ready to pay the price? Now, Firstly, I explained the person should be the right person. It's just like I go to a grocer and I tell him, hey, I want to go from Amsterdam to Zurich. How do I go? Is there a connecting flight? How do I go? That grocer will tell me, hey, Mataji, are you in a right frame of mind? I'm not a right person to answer all this. Please go to the airline and check with them. Similar is our situation. We can't just go to anybody and everybody and keep asking this transcendental subject matter. We should be inquiring from a right person. Now, suppose I have gone to the airline. I'm sitting with them. I'm checking with them which are the connecting flights, are there direct flights, everything I check with them. And now the airline is asking me, okay, madam, which day you want to fly? Oh, no, I don't want to fly. I was just checking, just for the sake of fun. Actually, I may try maybe sometime in future, but right now, I just checked with you and kept. So it is wrong. When you sincerely want to inquire and find the answers for the queries that are the burning questions are there in your heart, how can I attain Lord? How can I attain the supreme love of the Supreme Lord? Only then we must pose those questions which benefit us. Beneficial for the, not for the body, but for the soul. The third thing, okay, I have want to fly. I have gone to the right place. But now the airline says, I'm booking the ticket. The airline guy is telling, this is 70,000 Indian rupees. Hey, sorry, I don't have money with me. I just have 100 rupees there back in my wallet. I am not ready to pay the price. I am not, somebody gave me instructions. The Bhagavatam person who knows Bhagavatam, I have inquired from the right person. I have got the answers. I am actually wanting to learn, but I'm not ready to input it in practice. The person will tell me, you have to get up in the morning, chant your rounds, you have to read Bhagavatam daily, Shravanam of Bhagavatam. Oh, no, I am too busy. So I'm not ready to pay the price. I'm not ready to invest my time and energy. So what for am I inquiring? So the three things matter the most is when we are putting questions to a right person, we should be sincerely inquiring because really want to know the answer for it. Thirdly, I'm ready to actually pay the price for that. Whatever instructions come, I'm ready to imbibe those instructions, put them into practice. So that is most important thing in this topic. So we completed that part, and now we will see the verse number 6, the last one for the day, right?
Yes. Archana,
so far we have understood 4 and 5th. What is it talking about? It's mentioning about Srila Sutta Goswami has entered now. And then the conversation begins from this verse actually. They begin speaking from this verse. Rishaya uchaha tvaya khalu puranani setihasani chanaga akhyatani api aditani dharma shastrani yani utah.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Risaya uchuhu Tvaya kalu puranani setihasani chanaga akhyatani api aditani dharma shastrani yanyuta.
Mataji, translation as well.
Yes, Mataji. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. The sages said, respected Sutta Goswami, you are completely free from all vice. You are well versed in all the scriptures famous for religious life and in the Puranas and the histories as well. For you have gone through them under proper guidance and have also explained them. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
So somebody can read this. This only one paragraph is there. It's short. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, you go ahead, Mataji.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A Goswami or the bona fide representative of Srila Vyasadeva must be free from all kinds of vices. The 4 major vices of Kali Yuga are illicit connection with women, animal slaughter, intoxication, speculative gambling of all sorts. A Goswami must be free from all these vices before he can dare sit on the Vyasasan. No one should be allowed to sit on the Vyasasan who is not spotless in character and who is not free from the above mentioned vices. He not only should be freed from all such vices, but must also be well versed in all revealed scriptures or in the Vedas. The Puranas are also parts of the Vedas, and histories like the Mahabharata or Ramayana are also parts of Vedas. The Acharya or the Goswami must be well acquainted with all these literatures. To hear and explain them is more important than reading them. One can assimilate the knowledge of the revealed scriptures only by hearing and explaining. Hearing is called Shravanam and explaining is called Kirtanam. The two processes of Shravanam and Kirtanam are of primary importance to progressive spiritual life. Only one who has a properly grasped the transcendental knowledge from the right source by submissive hearing can properly explain the subject. Hare Krishna. Pranamas Mataji.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So it's a beautiful verse where it is starting with a Rishaya Uchuhu. Now we have already learned in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna Uvacha, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Yaha Uchu diya hai, it is plural form. Uvacha is used for a single person, singular, right? So as I told you, the rishis were so many, around 88,000 rishis were assembled there. So Rishaya Uchuhu. So this is plural form. So now the sages are telling respected Sutta Goswami. Now ideally what they are doing? They are glorifying Srila Sutta Goswami. So now what is the Vedic culture? Actually, any speaker, even just half an hour ago when I was about to begin this session, Sugna Vrinda Mataji was introducing the speaker. And few lines she will say favorable about the speaker. That's a Vedic culture. Not that the speaker has to take it to heart. He has to deflect those words, if they are kind words, to his lotus feet of his Guru Maharaj. But that's a Vedic tradition. That's a Vedic culture. When we are invited somebody to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, that personality, before he begins here, it is Srila Sutta Goswami, a very exalted personality. So what are we seeing? The sages follow the proper etiquette of glorifying him. How are they glorifying him? Firstly, they say that you are free from all the vices. Vices means what in simple language? The bad things, habits. The bad tendencies, the bad habits. Yeah, you can say in a way. The four primary bad things that we see around us in this world, or maybe Prabhupada has highlighted the four regulative principles. All of us in ISKCON. We are following four regulative principles. Yes. So we are following these four regulative principles, which is first is no meat eating. Then
no
second,
gambling. No gambling.
No intoxication.
No intoxication.
And the fourth one?
No illicit sex.
Yes, perfect. So why do you think we have these regulative
got
principles?
initiated. So it's on a tip of tongue.
Hari bol. Nice to hear that, Mataji. So she's got so much mercy, Hari bol. So we can see from the Vedic this thing in that Dharma is founded on four principles. Now that Mataji can only answer me. Which four principles Dharma is founded on? What is the foundation of the Dharma? As a result, we have these four regulative principles. Which are the four pillars for Dharma?
This one. What is that? Oh my God.
Mataji, Saucham, Satyam,
Tapa.
Daya, Tapa.
Mercy,
Ahimsa, Tapa, Saucham, and this Satyam. These four principles are there. That's why Srila Prabhupada mercifully, and our acharyas in this line have mercifully given us these four regulative principles, because if I am not, if I indulge in meat eating, which principle is violated?
Daya.
Ahimsa.
Okay. And if I'm indulging in intoxication, which principle is broken?
Tapa.
Yes. Austerity. Correct. And if somebody is indulging in illicit sex, so which is the principle?
Saucham. There is no Saucham.
Cleanliness.
Saucham basically means if cleanliness of mind is there, it leads to cleanliness of the body. Okay. So when we are indulging in illicit sex outside marriage, that is Saucham principle is violated. And which is the last one?
Gambling. Satyam.
Yes. Gambling. Because these are the primary four sinful activities. If we are indulging in that, where is the question of having a solid foundation in our spiritual life? For a spiritual life, for a building, the foundation is so crucial, right? If we make a structure, foundation has to be strong. So for foundation of the spiritual life, these are the principles, and if these are broken, if we follow them, if we follow the four regulative principles, our spiritual foundation and the spirituality will be strong. This is the reason mercifully Srila Prabhupada has given us and explained us the reason why we have these four regulative principles. This is scientifically true. How it works, it has been explained by Srila Prabhupada. So the Sutta Goswami has been glorified that you are free from all these vices. Next, they are telling us you are well versed in the scriptures. They talk about Puranas, they talk about Itihasa. Itihasa means Ramayana and Mahabharata. Then Dharma Shastra also they have mentioned. So they are telling you are well versed in all these scriptures. Now, what does it mean by being well versed in the scriptures? Does it mean when I can quote 1,000 shlokas, oh Mataji, you are so well versed. You to know Sanskrit shlokas on the tip of your tongue. You are very intelligent. You are very knowledgeable. If I'm like that, does that mean I am well versed in scriptures? I wanted to understand.
Mataji, who has read that and who is following that and who can also explain that is called as well versed.
Yes, so well versed, let us there is a thin line of demarcation from somebody scholarship and being well versed in scriptures. Okay, well versed in Shastra doesn't mean you are a scholar. Scholarship is on the material level, it is on your intellectual level. I may be able to grasp by heart, quote many verses, but in devotion I may be zero. And Lord is not looking for our head full of knowledge and all this. He's looking for a heart full of devotion, right? So if I go to give you an example, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, his guru, who was his guru? Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, right?
Kishore Das Babaji.
From social angle, from material angle, if we see, he is a very, very exalted devotee actually, but from material angle, we can see he was illiterate. He couldn't even sign off his name. But Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, who was a pure devotee, and he was also an erudite scholar, but he took him as his Guru Maharaj. He took the shelter of lotus feet of Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Because though material, so the spirituality has nothing to do with material scholarship. So let us understand that well versed in scripture means knowing the conclusions of the Shastra, knowing the essence of the Shastra. Vedescha sarver ahameva ved, right? So conclusions of the Shastra are revealed only to a sincere devotee with a simple heart. Let us see one story from Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. We see when he went to south of India, whom did he interact with? He interacted with a Brahmana, right? Who was holding Bhagavad Gita probably upside down. He was not even literate, but he was holding Bhagavad Gita upside down. He didn't even know to pronounce the Sanskrit words, but he had tears in his eyes. Lord Chaitanya is asking him, why are you crying? He's telling, my guru gave me instructions to read Bhagavad Gita daily, but I don't know to read and write. I'm an illiterate person, but I'm just trying, making an attempt. And the people around him, those who were ideally Sanskrit scholars, they were mocking him. They were making fun of him. But then Lord Chaitanya asked him, okay, that's good that you're following the order of your guru, but why are you shedding tears? So this Brahmana tells him, though I don't understand I don't understand the verses, I don't know the Sanskrit, but when I see this picture of Lord Krishna, when I see this Bhagavad Gita, I visualize Lord on the Ratha of Arjuna. This Supreme Lord, who's such a Bhakta Vatsala, for his own devotee, he is ready to become a menial charioteer. That brings, that melts my heart. It brings tears in my eyes that how Bhakta Vatsala is our Supreme Lord. Lord Chaitanya hugged him. Lord Chaitanya told him, for you have really understood Bhagavad Gita. because he had, Lord Chaitanya saw the devotion in his heart. Lord Chaitanya saw that how he had so much obedience to the disciplic succession, to his Guru's words. That is a service that he was doing to his Guru's Vani. So this is one example that I can remember. Another example our teacher would give was in South India, Kerala, I believe. Guru Vayurappan temple, right? So Punthanan was a wonderful devotee of Lord Krishna, Vishnu, there in the form of Guru Vayur. Also, there was at that point of time another Sanskrit scholar, a poet as well, very learned that way, but Sanskrit poet scholar. And he was very perfect with his grammar, everything. One time, Punthanan, who was a simple, humble devotee who didn't know Sanskrit absolutely, whatever composition he would make for the Lord from his heart as an offering, he would write in Malayalam language. And one time he brought his offering compositions to this Mela Pathur. Mela Pathur, his name was, that one who was Sanskrit scholar. Please, if any mistakes are there, make corrections. I have written this composition. But out of little arrogance, this Mela Pathur didn't even see it. He considered Sanskrit to be more superior and Malayalam mein likha hai, so it is not having much of weightage. So he kind of ignores it. But next day, when this Mela Pathur was going to the temple of Guru Vayur and he was offering, he every day would go and he would write some 10 stanzas in the glories of the Lord and go there and read in front of the Lord. But the next day, when he went in front of the Lord, he just couldn't make himself to recite verses for some reason, the divine arrangement. And that time, Lord, in those 10 stanzas, what he had composed, found out 10 different mistakes, which had never ever happened. For a Sanskrit scholar, it was really a humbling experience. And he really understood that because of the day prior, what mistake when he had done, rejecting Punthanan's composition. So the Lord is really upset with him. Yet in another incident between these two, one more incident is there where this Punthanan was reciting Vishnu Sahasranam. And as I told you, he was not too familiar with Sanskrit. Sometimes happens, no, when we are not able to pronounce it nicely or something like that. But the devotion is there. He is reciting with devotion. So one time he chanted and he said, Padmanabho Mara Prabhu. Now the meaning of Sanskrit, if one letter is missing, the meaning also changes. So Mara Prabhu means he's telling to the Lord, you are Lord of trees. That time this one was there, Mela Pathur, and he corrected him. No. You said the name of the Lord in Vishnu Sahasranam wrong. You have to say Padmanabho Amara Prabhu. He is the Lord of immortals. That very moment from the sanctum, Lord's, the celestial voice came and he said, I am Lord of trees also. I am a Mara Prabhu also. I am Amara Prabhu also. I am Lord of immortals as well as Lord of the trees. So this is how he was humbled. So basically, the attitude is to be attitude of humility. Attitude should be, our heart should be, whatever that we are doing in the bhakti process, it should be with complete devotion, not out of any arrogance, not out of any scholarship, thinking yourself to be little superior than other because you can quote verses or because you can recite Sanskrit better. No. Srila Prabhupada never did that. He always fanned, if there's a little spark in somebody, he fanned it and made that person a wonderful devotee by his mercy. So this is what we understand from this verse. And also, in this very verse, potency of Shravanam and Kirtanam Prabhupada is highlighted. So what does it say? Just when we are merely reading the Shastra, is not that glorious as hearing and sharing and saying it. Why? Because when we are reading it all by ourselves, we are limited only to the understanding that we have. As per my intelligence, I can maybe pick up something. But when I'm doing Shravanam, which is a very potent stage of bhakti, potent way in which bhakti can be advanced, and you can advance in bhakti. Shravanam, the speaker shares his realization. You can hear it very attentively with rapt attention. Further in that purport, Prabhupada also emphasized on submissive oral reception. So that is equally important. The listener has to be very submissive and attentive. We can see from the Mahatmanya of Srimad Bhagavatam that how a ghost named Dundukari, he didn't even have a proper, you can say, gross body. He was in that bamboo stick. Gokaran was reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, and the whole village was sitting. But at the end of 7 days, the Vishnu Dutas come, the spiritual airplane comes to take only Dundakari. Dundakari was freed from the cycle of birth and death. He was freed from the ghost body, and he goes back to the spiritual world. All the villagers said, "Hey Gokaranji, we also were sitting 7 days for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. How come we didn't go? Only your brother Dundakari in the ghost body, he got delivered." That's when Gokaran said, it depends on with what intensity that we are hearing Bhagavatam Katha, or for that matter, any spiritual transcendental subject matter, how, in what state of mind do we hear? That absorption se kar rahe hain, submissive hoke, attentive hoke kar rahe hain, then the impact will be there. So the Katha happened next time, and this time they were so focused, and then they all went back to God. So this is what is emphasized. Shravanam is so potent that just by hearing with a proper concentration, absorption, we advance and we can even go back to the spiritual. Shravanam, and when I have done Shravanam from a disciplic succession speaker, and I should be able to share it, the knowledge as it is, as Srila Prabhupada says, Bhagavad Gita as it is, without putting my interpretations in that, as it is, if that knowledge is passed on further, Shravanam Kirtanam, it becomes Kirtanam. It has a more purifying effect specifically for the speaker who's sharing that knowledge. So Shravanam and Kirtanam are very potent. So with that, I think we end. I think I covered all the 3 verses. Hope it was useful. If anything, any flaw, it is due to my own limitations. If any queries, I think Sugna Vrinda Mataji is also there to help us. But let me know if anything is you need clarity upon. Thank you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo
namo namo.
Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hari
Hari
Hari.
Hari. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna Mataji.
You have stopped at the right. You first build the mood, and you have, now the ball is in their court. So all those who are hearing attentively are going to be like Dundakari. Yeah. Okay. So she has taken the place of Gokarna. Jokes apart, but this Srimad Bhagavatam, as we are progressing further, dear devotees, I request each one of you, try to make down some notes. You all are very, very fortunate that we are starting it, it's fresh for you all. We had just completed 6 shlokas. Please try and make notes. It will be definitely, helpful, not only for your own references, but Prabhupada always said, I don't want teachers, I want preachers. We all know what is happening all outside, isn't it? We are all Sanatana, and we have to preach Sanatana Dharma, because that is getting diluted. Start from your own house. Share it with your husband, your wife, your children, with your best friends, with your neighbors. Because in this 1 hour, definitely we are getting purified. Yeah. But now it becomes our duty to pass on it. This is what we are trying to understand. Also, I want to share with you all that whenever you all get time, please plan once and visit Nemisharanya. I have visited. And that sacred kund is there. It's in the shape of sun. And when you sit and chant there, you really feel connected. And you feel that heat. Yeah. And there is a tree which is, where there is a board, what you call that? No, Badgat ka jhad? Badgat? No? Yeah. It is written that tree is 5,999-year-old. Huge tree. I will try to search the picture because I had taken a picture. I don't know whether I was sharing it in, Dham Yatra group or somewhere. But people say, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Mahabharata is myth. But if we go and visit, then we'll come to know that it's not myth. Yeah, if it is myth, it is only imagination, isn't it? How can that place be there? Nemesharanya is there. That means rishis were sitting there. Rishis sat there. That means Shaunaka Rishi had come there. It is proven, isn't it? So, with that note, thank you so much for joining, Mataji. It was really, really nectar. Thank you so much. And let me tell you all, Mataji is going to come again and again. Okay, we are not going to leave her.
Hari Bol.
Mataji,
Hari
Mataji.
Krishna, Mataji, thank you so much.
Hari
Wonderful
Bol.
Hari
class.
Bol,
Mataji,
Anybody
you are
has
from
any
Mumbai?
question? We can take
You
two
are from
questions.
Mumbai,
Hare
Mataji?
Krishna.
We can take two questions.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes,
Mataji.
Krishna.
Yes,
No
yes, sir.
question, no questions. How I want to know how you can able to know our inner potential or inner thoughts, how we will transform you. Thing is
This question is to
yourself, Mataji. How you know what is happening in our hearts? Yes, because initially you told us to recite 3 slokas to come again and again. Today only I tried my best to read, so it is not possible in well-verse. At that time, I remembered Mataji, Archana Mataji, she is there. I called her, you please send me the video.
Devaya Janmadhyasya yatonvayatitaratas charteshvapiज्ञस्वरात् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृतां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा दाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तगुहकम् सत्यं परं धीमहि.
Mataji had sent all the 3 slokas.
Yes.
So I am grateful to Mataji.
Hari Bol, that was wonderful,
In
Mataji.
other sense,
Wonderful.
how this ISKCON consciousness, ISKCON, is making nearest to each and everyone.
Yes, Prabhu. Why? How that happens? Because Krishna is center.
Yes. So where is Archana Mataji?
We are part and parcel of Lord.
Mataji, where is your kind self? Where is Krishnamurti? Where is Archana? How we have assembled? This is all the things happening and by the grace of Supreme Lord only. So
Yes.
Mataji, by this time, I request all, you are all younger than me, of course. I request all you, please bless me to be always in Krishna consciousness. So this is my only prayer.
So let's chant 3 times that
So,
this
Archana Mataji.
statement should prove. 3
Yes.
times. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare.
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
We all
Krishna Krishna.
prayed for you, but now it is your duty at this matured age, whatever you're doing fantastically, you must bless us that we must also able to do
Yes, yes,
till our
Prabhuji.
last.
Yes, Prabhuji, you should bless us.
Prabhupada always said,
Yeah, you
Krishna
should bless
consciousness,
all of
we
us.
can take all benefits.
Definitely.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Tataji, you believe it or not, I will pray. So otherwise, how I can able to memorize at a moment while chanting, I came to know how. So I called Archana Mataji. So yes, how she has accepted my request, and very small span of minutes she has sent these videos. So these are all great personalities. I am grateful to
Prabhuji,
Archana
that
Mataji.
was Prabhuji, it was not like that, Prabhuji. I thought you're a senior devotee and you're requesting me to send a sloka, just a recitation, Prabhuji, which I know. So I thought I will help you in that way. That is the only thing, Prabhuji. It's not anything else.
No.
Hare Krishna, I just want to.
I am the most junior devotee in this section, in this forum. I am last bench.
He said correct. He is the junior most in descending order. Hare Krishna. This is the beauty. Let's be like
Please
family.
post it in group, Mataji, so that
Just
we too can
be
learn.
like a family.
Yes,
Be like
Mataji,
a
please post
family.
it in the group.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Mataji.
every day
Hare
I
Krishna.
want you all to chant this 3 shlokas so that within few days it will be on tip of your tongue. Everybody.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
Thank you
Mataji,
so much.
Hari Leela Mataji is from Mumbai. Where is she from? I am also in Mumbai. I just wanted to.
Who is speaking?
Shilpa.
I'm
Shilpa
also from
Joshi
Mumbai. Yeah,
Mataji.
my house is there in Mumbai, currently in Dubai. But yeah, once a year I do visit Mumbai.
We are all
Where are you
Mumbai
in
based.
Mumbai?
I am also
I
Mumbai.
am in Andheri West, Mataji.
So which
And,
temple are you connected to?
No, she's not yet connected, I think.
Okay.
Who?
When I
Who,
go to
Mataji?
Mumbai, I'll definitely meet you.
Shilpa
Subna
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Give me a second. Give me one.